I can't forget it. I'm not in love anymore. Oh, hey kids. What's that you say? You want to learn yourself some Yacht Rock keyboards? Well, I'm Michael McDonald, and I'm going to show you this one simple tip to sound like you know Yacht Rock. Tropical. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for passing over to me. And hello and welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack Duxbury. Thanks for everyone who's been watching the lessons and the content over the last few weeks. I really appreciate such lovely comments. This is another lesson going on from where we left off, and a quick recap. I think we left it with some little licks. There's a playlist on the channel where you can go back and watch all the old lessons, but we're generally working in the key of C, and we did some little embellishments and licks last time that kind of went like this. So we had the and we were rolling with that A flat, and then this, whenever we went to the 4 chord or the F chord, and then we also were using these two positions that we called the squib positions. And we've got a little bit of time here today in between videos, and this is where I sneak the lessons in. And the Michael McDonald, believe it or not, that wasn't Michael McDonald. That costume is because Daniel Bingham and I have got to do, we're going to start doing Sounds Like sooner rather than later, hopefully. And I realised that actually that little technique I played in the very first seconds of the video, it's actually a really valid one, and you'll often hear me do it in my demonstrations where I want to just inject a little bit of rhythm. And what's great is, in the key of C, we're already in the right hand position. So I've got another video on there on how to play C major like this as well. So what I do is I point at C, and then I put my middle finger on D, thumb on G, pinky on G, C on the bottom. Keeping on with the recapping, then I can move my left hand to any white note, and it will work. Oh, hey kids. Didn't see you there. I hear
and then go to that.
And yeah, and then right. We did some different inversions, and the first part of this instant yacht rock thing is to play that chord. And we're only ever going to play one other shape in our right hand, so let's learn those two shapes. This is the first shape, and this is the second shape. I say shapes because we're going to be changing the bass notes, and it's easier for me to think of this as just two positions in my right hand rather than what chords they make. So get that comfortable on your fingers. And the magic of this and the yacht rock thing is this rhythm. I'm going to play it for you. Okay, so first thing I'd like to throw out to you is just play along with me. See if you can play along with me, okay? We're going to just be playing a C in our left hand, and we're going to be going between these two shapes. And have a listen. I'm forcing you to listen, and then I'm going to teach you to it, because it'll be so much quicker if you can learn how to hear these things. 3, 4, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's break down what I'm doing there, and then I'll show you how to kind of move it around with any chord in the key of C as well. And that's the magic of this thing. Michael does it a lot, which is hunkering down with the right hand and letting the bass player and the chords move around below it. So, first part of this pattern is a double tap on this. And we're emphasizing, there's a little bit of dynamics to this. If you played it all flat, it doesn't have the same thing, but if we go, so that first little flourish is a bit louder. So we do a double tap, and then we switch position to G, index finger on B, middle finger on D, and just one on that. So we go 2, and we alternate between it. So I'll break that down very slowly. Okay, so hopefully you got that under your fingers. What's that you say? What's that you want to say? You want to learn some yacht rock? Well, I'm Michael McDonald, the king of yacht rock. And I'm going to show you how to play yacht rock with one simple move. Taylor, you around? What it really helps if you have like a guy gospel clapping in the background. So can you start clapping me in? I'll do it in tempo. Taylor. Any time. Just. Thank you, Taylor. Sorry, mate. He's editing videos in the back room. But that's I don't want to get into explaining where it lands on the Andy of the 4E of the thingy, but it's just, if it doesn't sound groovy or you can't get someone clapping along, then it's not right, and just keep doing it till it is. And you can set off a metronome or find a hand clap sample, anything to build in that internal metronome so you can sit there and go. It's got that thing of, we're on a ship and we're making irrational amounts of money in the 80s because people still buy music. It's great. Now, how do we work in the left hand? We're going to stay here and see. One little thing I thought of before this was I do this when I play it. And the way to think about that is we do a double tap, and then that as a group of 3, and then I sneak in a C down here, either as an octave or as a single note, after that and in between the next one. You'll see what I mean. Try that first, get throughout the whole pattern. You've got your right hand down and just sneak in that one C to begin with. Slowly. And then the way I think about it is every time I get to this shape, I can sneak that in after it. So listen to the whole pattern. I'm going to sneak them in every time. Probably the last one I can't sneak in, okay? But before that, listen. Hopefully this is coming across to you. If I'm going too quick, tell me off in the comments section. But let's start moving the bass line, because that would be really boring if we just stay there for the rest of our lives. So we're going to go. what I'm doing there is any one of these white notes will work with that pattern, believe it or not. And that methodology of fitting in a bass note after this shape should get you into that kind of groove that we got. Stomp your foot, get into it a bit. But you'll often hear that to emphasize it, I'm just going to bang a left chord on the dun, dee, dun, dun. Often on the and of the one, I think. Anyway. Maybe slow that down, not to say that it's any good, but once you get into that, locking that right hand going and you get some independence, you can actually do quite a lot with your left hand. And they're all just white notes I'm playing there, and little passing chords that I'm doing. I'm walking between the notes. It's all in that groove, and the groove comes from it's that you know, it's just yacht rock. It feels like yacht rock. So hopefully, at least, and this goes on from where we were in the licks. It's very simple. It should be to get this shape. And squeeze in a bass note in between every time you get to this second shape here, which is a G, really. You'll hear me emphasize the change on the double tap at the beginning. And then I'll sneak it in afterwards. Keep it brief. Please let me know what you'd like next. Do you want chords? Do you want licks, rhythm ideas, sonic patch ideas? I don't know. We're just fitting these in between other product videos. So I appreciate you watching. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing. If you don't, let us know. We learn from the hate. Love you guys. See ya. Okay, forget it. I'm not enough. Oh, hey kids. What's that I hear you say? You want to learn you some yacht rock licks on the piano? Well, I'm Michael McDonald, the king of yacht rock. And here's one... Oh, shit. I always got that. That's good. With them.